I cannot beg women enough to leave at the first sign of negging. Like, there is no other language to say it. You need to leave. As a woman, your vaccine against predators, against bullies, against general weirdos, against demonic people is a shred of self esteem. That's your vaccine against people. That's your self defense. Saying no, not being a people pleaser, choosing to be the villain sometimes, even if it makes you misunderstood, but you get to protect yourself, is the best thing you can do. I know that, like, it's pretty cliche advice. I'm not saying something, wow. But what I want to talk about is at the first sign of negging, really what it is. So, negging is like kind of like a combination of the word nagging and being negative, I think. So, it's like someone is saying a weird comment to you, a comment that kind of makes you go, where did that come from? I thought this person wasn't like that. Or should I look into this? It kind of makes you, it's kind of unsettling, especially when you're getting to know someone. And this is why when I'm getting to know people, I don't joke. I don't joke right away. It takes a long time. I would say it takes about 2 years to really get to know someone. I don't think even a year is sufficient to truly get to know someone. I think it takes about 2 years in my experience, because there's just so many layers, there's so many experiences that you need to go through together to really know what you're getting into. So I don't joke when I first meet people because I find that really weird. And when someone jokes with me and I'm still getting to know them, I don't trust them. It kind of puts me on edge because I'm like, where did that joke come from? Are you taunting me? Are you mocking me? Or are you genuinely joking? There has to be a level of comfort and respect and knowing of each other before we joke together, right? So I will tell you 3 moments in 3 of my relationships that I should have walked away. And they came out pretty early in the relationship. So, you know how like women kind of like shit test men? Men do it to women too. So, my first relationship, he said, your nose is actually really big. And yeah, like that kind of stood me in my tracks. I was pretty young and it made me feel insecure. And I should have left. And mind you, every single time I did not leave when these weird things came up, the relationship always, without fail, ended up sour. Like, this should be in research. Like, when someone negs you, they are not for you. Like, that man is not sent from God. That man is not a godly man. The man God has for you will never make fun of you in a way that makes you feel less than, in a way that makes you unsettled, or he will never give you a reason to like analyze him, to like look into it too much. He's not gonna like put your nervous system, he's not gonna dysregulate your nervous system. And as women, that is the priority. Safety is the priority, and your safety is rooted in your nervous system. And when someone weird comes into your life and shifts that balance, you really, really, really have to pay attention to it. It is no joke because, those little jokes, those little weird comments that come up in your life, they're a clue. They're a clue and a window. Like, they are a preview of what your life is about to be like. And you have to pay attention. As a woman, you have to be vigilant. There's no such thing as too careful. There's no such thing. I do not believe, like, when people tell women, oh, you're way too picky, I kind of resent that because you know what? Better too picky and alone than not overly picky and miserable. Better alone and safe than married or engaged or in a relationship and you're actually alone, or you're confused and unsettled and weirded out by this person and you're constantly doing like gymnastics in your head, mental gymnastics, trying to justify this person's weird actions and trying to say, well, we still align. All of us women do it. All of us women have done it, where we justify this weirdo in front of us because we're just like, oh, I'm just too picky. I'm just like, and I've had that idea instilled into my head from my parents where it's like, oh, you're the problematic one. You're the one that's too choosy. You're the one that thinks you're too good, to for anyone. You think you're too good for anyone, which is not true because the creatures that I have dated have been some questionable creatures. So I have been the charity house for some time, and I refuse to do that with my life any longer. And I refuse to let my parents' voice drive me to these bad decisions. I'm from now on, I'm going to make my voice my like be the leader of my own choices. Right? When something is weird, it is weird for a reason. The man of God that God has for you would not make you unsettled. I cannot stress that enough. And I'm not saying things would be perfect all the time, that like there's not going to be like that's boring too if there's like no little bit of tension, if there's no, jokes here and there. But it's like a joke is funny when it's funny for both of you, not and it's like harmless, not like at your expense, at the expense of your character, at the expense of your peace. Okay? So that's moment number 1. Your nose is big. Second moment. He said something like, this was the second boyfriend. He said something like, oh, sometimes you just like seem really stupid and sometimes you seem really smart. And I actually got mad at him, and I kind of like didn't talk to him for a few days when he said that. And he was just like, "Oh my god, I'm just joking. I'm so sorry. Like I did not mean to, hurt you." But I found that very weird because, like, why are you so comfortable saying that to me so early on? You don't know me. You don't know my sensitivity. You don't know anything about me. And you're already, like, making these jokes at my expense. It's not really funny. It's kind of weird. Those weird moments, like, again, something to take note of, something to be like, now I'm on guard. Now I'm on guard. Like, pray about it. Be like, you know what, God, maybe I'm looking into things too much, but help my discernment, like sharpen my discernment, sharpen how I perceive things, because your discernment is your gift against predators. It's your gift and protection against bad choices, against a bad marriage, against having kids that are probably like I have this belief that like people who should not be together don't bring about the best kids. And that is not meant to say, that is not meaning to say we're not all meant to be here. I think I made a video about that, like saying, are we all meant to be here? But I have seen when the union of two perfectly paired people that like God just brings together. I'm not saying people are perfect, like it's a perfect union in the eyes of God, like God wants them together. The kids that they bring into the world are resilient, strong, obviously because of the parenting, but the nature of the kid is just set up for success, and they will go on to marry someone good because they have a good example of a good marriage. When two very incompatible people come together, get married, and have kids, those kids end up with all kinds of issues. And it even shows up in the mother's pregnancy, it shows up in her symptoms, it shows up in the way she gives birth. And I'm not saying that people who are not perfectly in love, like, always have easy pregnancies or always have easy births, but it's like you do these pattern recognitions and you're like, huh, like when everything lines up, it lines up. Okay, because everything that is permitted by God is good for us, right? Like that is why God has standards for us. He has laws for us and these commandments, because they keep us in place, because they keep us connected to him. And when we go outside of those lines, that's when we suffer. Okay, so I'm very careful about that. I'm very scared of not only marrying the wrong person, but having a kid by the wrong person, because I know that those kids will suffer. Okay, third moment, or third weird statement. I had told this guy, I'm like, I'm very interested in law school. Like, I think law school, like lawyers are very educated people. I know that people don't really like lawyers because they see them as like, vampires that like are just out to get your money in your most vulnerable time. But there are good lawyers and whatever. And I'm just very fascinated by the amount of knowledge that they have. Like, to be a lawyer, you're very educated, right? Like you're not a nobody, right? So I was telling him like, yeah, like I think it would be so cool if I considered law school. And then this really stuck with me. Like until this day we would argue about it. And I mean, he's not in my life anymore. Hopefully this time for good, and that I have, you know, I stay solid on my decision. But anyway, um, he goes ahead and he says, "Do you even have the aptitude to get into law school, or do you have the aptitude for law school?" And again, weird, just weird. Like when some does that sound like the comment of someone who is about to be madly in love with you, or someone who just respects you at all? And he would justify it. He would just be like, oh, like, I'm just being honest. It's not within your character, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just doesn't seem aligned with you. And it kind of gave me a hint into his psychology, which honestly, I just felt kind of like he doesn't want me to be better than him. He doesn't want me to outpace him. And I think it is important for most men to be the, and I don't blame them. Like, this is their nature. If this is what makes them feel successful or whatever, I think men want to be the prime earner and they want to be seen as the more intelligent one, because women admire and respect men that are more qualified in so many areas of their life than them, right? And I think he deeply did not want me to lose that admiration or adoration. I really don't know if he's even thinking about it that deep, but subconsciously, I could see the jealousy. I could see the jealousy in him. I could see how, like, he did not really want me to be better than him. He did not really want me to outpace him in a lot of things. And that comment really gave me, like, a, an insight into him. Like, I was just like, are you intimidated by, like, are you possibly intimidated by me? And all these red pill guys can always say, like, oh, we don't care about what women do, what their careers are. But I mean, it kind of matters because it plays into the dynamic, right? Like, a woman can easily be like, okay, well, I'm not that impressed by you because I make more than you and I'm just more, I don't know, entrepreneurial than you or more capable than you, whatever. I have a house, you don't. Like, that could easily go that way too. So those extremes where men just absolutely say they don't care what a woman does, I mean, I don't think in every single case that's true. But I digress. Like, it kind of, negging is just, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. And when you serve a God that says things like in Psalms, like saying, like, I have counted your tears. I know the amount of hairs. I've kept the amount, I have counted your tears in a jar. I know the amount of hairs on your head. Like, we serve a detail-oriented God. Like, and to be loved is to be known. So God knows every bit of you. He knows every detail about you. He knows what's to come. He knows what has happened already. He knows what will happen. He knows the worst things, the best things, the medium things. Like, he is there through it all. And if you don't have someone kind of mirroring that level of detail, like that level of attentiveness to you, like, if you don't have someone that's like, oh, I can't play with her, like, this is a precious girl, I cannot afford to hurt her, um if that energy is not in the relationship, they just don't respect you. And without respect, if you don't have respect, you have nothing. Like, really and truly, you have nothing. um I think, like, in my 30s, I'm gonna take these comments so seriously, and I'm just gonna end it from now on because, like, it is, like I said, it is no joke. I'm not about to set my house on, like, a foundation of sand and just, like, proceed with a relationship just because of a scarcity mindset. And that's another thing that I want to talk about, is that women, it's just drilled into them, like, once you're in your 30s, like, oh, that's it. And while there is some truth to that, there's some biological truth. Like, I will get hit on, and people will be like, "Oh, like, what age are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like, I'm in my 30s," and their face just drops. So there is some truth to, yes, men prefer younger women, okay, but I mean, at the same time, what God has for me, like, no man will interfere with, no man will break apart. And I know that the man that God has for me will be desirable. He'll be disciplined. He will truly love God. And I can only pray for those things. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. What can I do? I'm not in control of everything. Like, it's just not, it's not circumstantial. Like, I mean, it's not always within our control, right? All we can do is do our best, which is, take care of our image, take care of our health, take care of our spirituality. But what more can I do? If it happens, it happens. If I get married, I get married. And if I don't, I don't. I'll get a dog, and, like, that's what I can do. It is what it is. But negging is not something to be taken lightly. As a woman, you have to take yourself seriously. Your self respect is more important than saying you're in a relationship, more important than just saying you're married with kids. Your self respect comes first, because without respect, you have nothing. Okay? Comment, tell me what you think of this. Am I too crazy? Am I too extreme? I know I'm not, but let's just have some engagement.